So what's up, everybody? Black Clover 334 fan translations are out. We were waiting for this, man. The spoilers are crazy. Now to actually see what's going on, it's even crazier. I love it. We got to learn a little bit more about Astas basically using partial devil union. It kind of looked like what Not was doing at certain parts of the last arc. Also, we're seeing pseudo angels right now, so I wonder what that's all about. So let's get into this hype chapter and my Black Clover 334 review. First of all, if you like anime, manga reviews, discussions, spoilers, and theories, definitely hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, comment so that you hit me with some false copyright strikes. So let's get this channel back to 5,000. Check out the Discord. So this chapter actually starts off basically what I was saying in the intro. Asta, he found out he can use Devil Union partially instead of fully, because even if he uses Devil Union fully, he can do it for 5 minutes. I'm guessing because his body can't take it, because at this point, Asta and 𝙬𝚑𝚗 are good terms, so Devil Union should last longer. Or they should be a lot better in Devil Union, but it clearly shows that there's still some growth for them in terms of minutes. Instead of 5 minutes, because they could do it partially, they can do it up to 10 minutes, which is okay, upgrade, but it kind of does shows that Asta, even though we think of him as somebody that's always working on improving himself, he still didn't improve himself that much in the year and 3 months. I mean, we're used to him having time skips where he gets a lot better, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was trying to figure out the whole situation with him being tried as a devil host. I'm guessing that's probably why he didn't do the typical Asta thing where he just trains his butt off, because we were kind of wondering why would Lucius let Asta with a year and 3 months, you know, that could cause Asta to get stronger, but clearly Lucius most likely realized that Asta can get a little bit stronger, but there's no chance that he can even be at the same level as Lucius in terms of power. And it's clear in this chapter, Asta got his teeth kicked in. Like, it's so crazy how quickly Lucius deals with Asta with the partial devil union. It's good to see that Black Guardian is still around, because I was wondering if he was going to do the perfect devil union, and I didn't really like that perfect devil union look. Let's be real, it's not as cool as Black Guardian, because look at Black Guardian. Black Guardian Asta looks like he has some type of like literally devil armor, which is crazy, but with perfect devil union it just looks like 𝙬𝚑𝚗 and him fused. I didn't really like that. It was cool in a sense, but it wasn't nowhere near the level cool as Black Guardian. So I'm glad Black Guardian is still around and Asta's still doing it, even though he's using it partially. Asta's able to concentrate to a single point in terms of the devil union, so that's very interesting in a sense. So he can put his arms and stuff like that into devil union, and then you see Asta, she tries to slice Lucius, but Lucius is too fast for him. And then we also see the chapter is called Fragile Soul, which has an interesting meaning to it as the chapter goes. I know that this is the fan translation, so the official translation might change things, but it's still giving you a hint as to what the chapter is about. Asta literally tells Sister Lily to get out of here. If you think about it, it was kind of a bad thing for Asta to say that. He's giving Lucius important information. Fighting an opponent, you can't give information like that. Lucius already, I'm pretty sure at this time, is noticing, hey, Asta cares about this person. Let me change her to what I want humans to be so I can manipulate Asta and it'll hurt him not only physically but also emotionally. That's how you really defeat an opponent, because even if Asta somehow survives this, and I still think he's going to survive with that last attack at the end of the chapter. Sorry for the bad audio, guys. This is just something I realized that I didn't say during the actual recording. This is basically when I'm editing it. What I meant to say is that Asta, even if he comes back to life and wants to fight Lucius, he's not gonna have the motivation because Sister Lily, she's on Lucius' side. I mean, it's Asta, he's the main character. He has to survive. Even if he dies a little bit, there's no way he's gonna die. 𝙬𝚑𝚗, on the other hand, because he shares the same pain as Asta during the devil union, that might be a little bit tricky. I see a sub arc happening here where somehow they tried to heal 𝙬𝚑𝚗, either with what Lucius did to Sister Lily and the humans, and also apparently with Astaroth where he purified their mana. Maybe that's a way that they can heal 𝙬𝚑𝚗 for a bit, but that'd be really cool if Asta gets this power. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Lucius is still playing with Asta, basically the narrator of the story, or just the narrator of what's going on. It could be Lucius that's saying this, but I don't think it is him. It's letting us know that there's really nothing you can do against time magic, because it's really the strongest type of magic. You can move yourself, and it's basically the speed of light. You can stop about the people around you. There's a lot of things you can do. Normal humans aren't really able to do much because they can't move the same as Lucius. The narrators let us know if time magic had a natural enemy, it would be anti-magic, which makes sense because anything with magic, anti-magic nullifies. That's very interesting to think about. Asta and Lucius are fighting and it's crazy. They're destroying buildings and then you see like a family. They're like, what's going on? Asta says, everybody run. Even with Asta fighting Lucius, he's still thinking about the citizens of the Clover Kingdom. It kind of reminds me of like Asta being a superhero in a sense, because you know when superheroes are fighting against the main bad guy, they're always worried about the citizens in the city that they're defending. You know, Asta has gotten the merit of getting to the level of becoming somewhat of a superhero in the Clover Kingdom. I mean, he saved the world. He got that devil trial to end in his favor. Basically, a lot of people look up to him now, even though some people are still skeptical of him because he uses devil powers. But Asta has gotten to that point where he is like that superhero in the Clover Kingdom. And I love that, man, because think about it, like from where Asta started to where Asta is now, it's dope. Asta was literally the butt end of the joke to everybody. Now everybody is like, oh wow, he worked so hard, I should have worked as hard as well. Like they said, a lot of times hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So Asta is living proof of that, and I love what Asta represents to the readers. He's literally inspirational. Back to the fight, Asta still tries to slice Lucius, but he can't do much. Lucius is dodging all his attacks, and then you see Lucius actually try to touch Asta. The interesting thing about this is that we later figure out that Lucius, when he touches people, he tries to purify them. He wants to purify humans to make them, I guess, their perfect form, which is what he calls that form where they're pseudo, basically angels, and he can also purify devil's mana, which makes him kind of like sacred or divine in a sense. With that being said, it's so interesting because to me, he tried to do that on Asta, but it didn't work. That means that even though he has no mana, purifying Asta is not possible. So there's a possibility that all humanity has some form of relationship or some sort of source to whatever that new form that Lucius is in and turn Sister Lily into. Going back a couple of chapters, Lucifero said that he has the perfect magic and being that arrogant king that he always is, but Lucius says, hey, yeah, true, you have the perfect magic, but humans are better, basically. And now we're starting to see what he kind of meant, because he said that humans' true form is this pseudo type angel form that he's in. And then Lucius trying to do that with Asta, and then Asta having no effect kind of shows that Asta, either he has no source to divinity, which I think mana is the source of divinity or this sacred power that Lucius is talking about. Humans have a stronger connection to it than devils, or it's just that Asta is more human in a sense because he doesn't have mana than the other people, and the other people do have traces of divine because they do have mana. I'm pretty sure this is going to have some significant meaning in the future. Lucius figures out the only way to get around anti-magic is with physical attacks. Lucius punches basically a building and it breaks. Man, this is starting to look like some Dragon Ball Z stuff. I love it. Asta realizes that Lucius is basically similar to Lucifero, which makes sense because Lucius has Lucifero's heart somehow infused with him. Asta's trying his best. He's trying to do some hits, and then Asta's switching up his swords. Right when it looks like Asta lands a good blow or he's about to land a good blow, Lucius takes it seriously and he's like, okay, enough playing around. As expected, you're a force that threatens to destroy the peace of this world. However, as long as I'm here, I will not let you do so. That line to me is very interesting because it's kind of letting us know that Lucius, even though he's a twisted, sick person, he does have ambitions to a world peace, which is kind of contradictory to what he's doing. But if you think about it, he most likely see humans as flawed. You kind of do see this later on in dialogue where he does transform into this pseudo angel. He says this is what a true human looks like. It kind of shows that maybe what's lacking humanity in Lucius' mind is this sacred power, and with this sacred power, humanity can become a peaceful race. But then again, they might just be controlled by Lucius. However, it's interesting to think about that. The fact that we have this like new form of Lucius is crazy. Even though people are saying it's too late for Black Clover to introduce new races, I don't think that's the case because we still haven't really been introduced to the dwarves officially. We only know that Charmy is a half dwarf, but we haven't been introduced to them yet. So we know that there's still a chunk of the story left with these new races possibly that we have yet seen, but we heard about. And then with angels in Black Clover, there has been hints to it. I mean, I said this multiple times when the elves did basically that ritual when they're in the Shadow Palace. It was the Tree of Light. And if you know, the opposite of the Tree of Light is the Tree of Death, which is the Tree of Cliff-Off. The Tree of Cliff-Off is based on demonic and demon hierarchy within the underworld. The Tree of Light is based on angels and angel graces. Also, when he saw this new form, he's like, wait, your key is neither human nor it's a devil either, which makes him something else, which why I'm saying that I think we are going to get angels in Black Clover. I don't know if this has been confirmed yet, but in my opinion, it's leaning towards that. Other people are saying that no, it's too late. I think there's still plenty of time to actually throw some new races in here. Like I said before, Asta's biggest mistake is letting Lucius know that Sister Lily means something to him. So you see Lucius go right behind Sister Lily and touch her. Asta is just in complete despair, and Lucius lets us know what his magic is. His magic is soul magic, and he can transform the soul of anybody he touches. The soul is the source of human life and magic. Asta's just like, what is he doing? Even if he tries to use Demon Dweller or cut Lily too, Asta's realizing that he can't stop what Lucius is doing. Lucius basically explains, let me show you what a truly happy person is. And then Sister Lily transforms into this pseudo angel Valkyrie type of thing. She says, hey Asta, please die for the sake of the world peace. And right then and there, Lucius just cuts Asta and says, you're a fragile soul. You can't beat me the way you are. Farewell, flaw of the world. This is crazy. This is epic. I can't believe this is actually happening. Knowing Asta, he's not gonna die. Seeing Sister Lily turn into a pseudo angel is crazy. She kind of does remind me of like a Valkyrie in a sense. It's kind of ironic how she kind of looks like a pseudo divine being, and this whole entire time she's been praying to the divine. That's an interesting concept right there. Also, about this new transformation, I definitely see Lucius doing this to a majority of the people in the Clover Kingdom, and the only people that are really not going to be completely transformed is obviously the Black Bulls, some people in the Golden Dawn members, but it'd be very interesting to see how Asta can reverse this. Maybe there's a dwarf out there somewhere that makes Asta a new sword. I mean, we've been saying this for a long time, that once Asta meets the dwarves, they will create him a new sword just by stories of dwarves in the theology. I can't wait to the next chapter, man. I love this series. But yes, that's basically all to say. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about this chapter. Do you think that angels have been confirmed in Black Clover? Do you think that Lucius and Lily are now like this different type of human that is neither angel, neither devil, neither human as well, but there's like a real angel race in Black Clover? Do you think most of the townspeople in the Clover Kingdom are going to end up becoming this new race or form that Lucius has done to Sister Lily? Can you see some of the captains being turned into whatever this is? Can you see majority of the population of the Black Clover world turning into this creatures and going against Asta? How do you feel about Asta only able to do Devil Union for 10 minutes after a year and 3 months of him having time to actually train? Do you think Asta got kind of lazy or he got kind of distracted? Like if you liked the video, comment, subscribe, and I'm out of here.